Wysteria, energy, twister. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to the encyclopedia of spirits. We are still on the A's because there's many more to go. We're now on the Abkahihi, woman of heaven, heaven mother. Abkahihi, primordial Manchurian goddess, forms a triad with two other Manchu spirits, Banamu Hihi, Earth Mother, and Holden Hihi, Light Mother. Hihi is Mama in Manchu, also sometimes translated as woman. Everything comes from Abkahihi, including the other two goddesses of the triad. Once they emerged from her body, the three then created more spirits, people and all living beings. Abkahihi optimizes all that is good. She is the guardian of the entire universe, an immortal, invincible spirit who defeats and banishes evil. Abkahihi sent the eagle goddess to earth in order to raise the first shamaness. Traditional Manchu culture distinguishes between female and male shamans. They are perceived as possessing distinct powers. Coinciding with the start of the Manchu rule over China in the 17th century, the Qing dynasty pronounced Qing. Abkahihi was replaced in the Manchu pantheon by the Abka Endore, the man of heaven, in order to maintain control over China, which was unhappy about being ruled by a foreign minority. Attempts were made to bring traditional Manchu shamanic culture into alignment with Confucianism, which encouraged male dominance. Abkahihi is immortal. She remains in the shadows, battle-ready. Petition for her help with disasters and for relief when it seems the world is falling apart. Now, her manifestations, she generally manifests wearing a battle skirt made of willow leaves. In one variant of a Manchu creation story, Abkahihi was battling a demon when leaves of her skirt broke off, fell to the earth, and transformed into the first people. The bird she is associated with is a magpie. And offerings, traditional offerings for these spirits include wine, beans, grains, cooked fish and meats, but especially pork. The next spirit is Abnoba, Celtic in origin. Abnoba is the goddess of the Black Forest, now in modern Germany, a region with many therapeutic springs, including the famed Baden-Baden. The etymology of a Celtic name is related to wetness or river. It is very closely related to Avon, a popular name for rivers. Some conjecture that at least some of these rivers are named in her honour. Very little information about Abnoba survives. The Romans identified her with Diana. A Roman altar was dedicated to Diana Abnoba at the warm mineral springs of Badenville of the Black Forest's edge. As her altar was located at a therapeutic bath, it is probably safe to assume that she was similar in nature to the Celtic female deities associated with healing springs, like Siquanna or Sulis, but possessing stronger associations with wild nature, hence the association with Diana. Like Diana, Annoba may have associations with fertility and women's rights. Roman Historius Tacitus, Circe, 56, Circe 7, 117, CE, writes that Annoba was also names for mountains from the source of the Danube river flows. Two streams within the Black Forest do form the Danube's source, but the location and modern identity of this mountain has not been identified. It is possible that Annoba is also the spirit of that mountain, one or both of those streams, the Danube itself, or any or all of the above. Who knows? You can petition Anuba to help preserve wild nature, forest plants and animals. Her favoured people are those possessing strong associations with the Black Forest, or perhaps even the woods in general. An altar must be decorated to invoke a deep forest, including pine and fir cones, the most prevalent trees in the Black Forest, and images of forest animals. Offerings should be something that comes from her domain. Black forest cake, black forest ham, spring water, pilgrimage to one of the springs near the Black Forest. Something that reminds her of home. Definitely would work. Then we move on to the next spirit. Abtagigi. She who sends messages of desire. She's also known as Kalili and Kilili. Abtagigi is a Sumerian spirit of sacred sexuality. She awakens and stimulates erotic impulses. Babylonians use the Semitic form of her name, Kalili, in the same manner that they called Inanna Ishtar. I know more about Inanna than I do the others, just on a whole. Among the spirits in Inanna's Ishtar's entourage, ancient Sumerian rulers maintained their power by annually enacting the Great Rite, consummating literally their relationship with Inanna Ishtar, who was temporarily in possession of the high priestess's body. The resemblance of the name Kalili to Lilith cannot be ignored. Sister spirits both are concerned with the power inherent in sexual desire, as well as esoteric aspects of sexuality and sexual energy. But Abtagigi Kalili works within the temple, while Lilith, the spirit of wild nature, remains outside. Abtagigi is sometimes described as an evil spirit of harlotry, but that perspective derives from those who associate sex with sin. And let's be honest, sex is not a sin. Abtagigi possesses the secrets of the Great Rite and may be petitioned to those, or by those who seek such a thing. She protects sex workers. She may also be a petition to awaken or reawaken sexual desires, especially for those of whom sex has been profaned by abusive, humiliating, or traumatic experiences. She is a powerful spirit and may be requested to punish those who profane the sexual act. For an altar, place Abtagigi's altar in the boudoir or in a shrine dedicated to love. Offer her aphrodisiacs, incense, fragrances that inspire desire. Yeah, very interesting spirit indeed. The next one is the Abuk. The origin of the Abuk is Dinka. The Dinka are pastoralists from the southern Sudan. Their indigenous religion is monotheistic. A single creator formed earth, and all its inhabitants, including spirits, who communicate via voluntary possession. Abuk is the first woman created alongside her male counterpart, Garang. She is simultaneously an Eve-like figure, the primordial ancestress, and a goddess with dominion over the yin aspects of life, water and its distribution, women and anything to do with them, fertility and what grows, whether these are babies in the womb or fruits of the garden. Abuk presides over what are traditional Dinka women activities: growing millet, brewing millet beer. A Sundang in the sky deity with dominion over rain, storms and fertility, similar in scope to the Baal, Zeus or Shango. Abuk remains the most popular name given to Dinka girls. For success in your endeavours, abundance, safety and good health, you can petition her. The animal she prefers, snake, but especially small grey snakes, and she can manifest in this form as well, and it may be used to represent her on the altar. The plants that she's associated with are millet and sesame. Offerings to her should be beer, ideally home brewed, and millets, fruits, vegetables and herbs from your garden, home grown only, might I add. Don't go to the store and buy some, she won't like that. The next spirit is called a cat. She originates from Maya. When the conquistadores arrived in Central America in the 16th century, they were appalled to discover that not only did the indigenous people venerate spirits in the form of graven images, they also created indelible images of these spirits on their skin. A cat is a patron of tattoo artists. He presides over the tattooing process, especially for those who perceive tattooing as a spiritual rite. Akat sponsors tattoo artists, requests that he bless your instruments, guide your hands, send you to the right customers. If you're on a quest for just the right tattoo, this spirit can help you. Request is protection from infection, mistakes, or harm. Obviously, he is favoured by tattoo artists and those who studied sacred tattoos. Altars may include blends of images of spirits traditionally made in imagery, images of modern tattoos, flash photography, and drawings. Well, offerings, the obvious offering is personal tattoo, but you can also offer tamales, tropical fruit, and traditional Mayan food. All these will appeal this spirit. The next is the Acalarentia. Acalorentia is also, see, it's Larentia as well as I know it, but it's other association. So I know it as Acalarentia, but its other name is Acalorentia. It's Etruscan or Italian. Yeah. The Larentalia on the 23rd of December is its feast. Various contradictory legends are told of Acalorentia. Their common denominator is that she is an important benefactress of Rome. One story says she was a sex worker who amassed a fortune and bequeathed it all to Rome. Another suggests that she was a beautiful prize given to Heracles for winning a game of dice. She was locked in his temple. When the deity or his priests had enough of her, she was advised to marry the first rich man she met. She did, eventually inherited his estate and bequeathed that to the Roman people. The most popular version of Acalorentia's myth is that she was the wife of Faustulus, the shepherd who found Romulus and Remus, and thus the foster mother of the founders of Rome. Acalorentia is associated with the Lares, household guardian spirits. Their festival is celebrated right after hers. She may or may not be the same spirit as La Ronda. Acalarentia is traditionally petitioned for abundance and prosperity. Her favourite people are sex workers, financially independent women, and urban gardeners. Her sacred sites are gardens, especially vegetable or herbs, within or near a city. Something that is grown in a city makes her so happy because there's all this concrete around and someone's took the time to grow something so beautiful within it, you know. Anyway, the next spirit is the... Now, wait a minute before I pronounce this. I'm going to tell you there's various ways of pronouncing it. I'm going to pronounce it the way I know it. Okay? Achachillas. Its origin is Aymara. Achachillas. The Achachillas are mountain spirits, protective ancestral spirits of the Amara, whose ancestral home is the Andes Mountains. The Achachilles are ancestors who keep a vigilant eye over their descendants, but they can also, some people do actually pronounce them Achachilles. So, you know, there is a difference. They do anything that's requested actually from their descendants when they need it. They call upon these spirits and they're there. They appear in dreams, they offer warnings so that unfortunate or dangerous situations may be averted. They also have the power over precipitation, rain, hail, frost, and so forth. They manifest as an old man dressed in traditional Aymara clothing. Their descendants are their favourite people, although others with powerful affiliations may attempt to request. They live in caverns within the Andes. The offerings that should be made, well, kinda by feeding stray dogs to them, yeah. But libations of water and alcohol beverages poured on mountainous grounds also is a very good way. So protection ritual while travelling in the Andes. You can request that the Achichilis guard your vehicle on horrendous roads, while petitioning sprinkle the tyres with an alcoholic beverage. The Achichilas are present in the Andes. If you already have a bond with them, they may be petitioned for assistance elsewhere too. Of course, don't go around just pouring alcohol on your tyres, guys, okay? That's just like an example of what they could be used for. I don't mean to go out there and start washing your car with alcohol or pouring alcohol everywhere, okay? That's not what I'm saying. That's just it's like just an example, okay? So don't take it literally and don't go doing it. It is just there to sort of demonstrate what is meant by these spirits. And that is the second part of our encyclopedia of spirits. When we come back, we will continue with the third part. And we're still in A's because we're going to be here probably the rest of the year doing these, I'm afraid. But if you want them to be longer, please let me know and I'll do them so they're longer and more fits in. But I'm trying to keep them down to be not so long so I don't bore you to death, basically. Please hit the like, share if you can, and if you've not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Many blessings. Wysteria, energy, twister.